Hello, my name is Rich Howard, owner of Architectural Builder Supply, and this video is to bring you a closer look at the Dorbin number 59B interlocking threshold in a mill brass finish. Here's what it looks like, and this is a 5-foot length piece, which is it's a substantial piece of architectural bronze. Some people will call this brass, naturally. It's technically an amalgamation of brass and bronze and I think two other base materials that are used in the manufacturing process of architectural bronze to give it the sort of properties that are very conducive to the application of architectural hardware, whether it's a threshold or it's a doorstop or it's a push plate or things of that nature. So, and as a matter of fact, there is a place on the website where all that is actually discussed under, well, currently under Contact Us, and then Video Gallery, and it's on that page somewhere where there's a discussion on the base material of this. Now, a 59B is, let's dissect the part number. 59 is representative of this profile. Okay, it is a relatively flat style threshold with an interlocking lip. Actually, on both sides, you're going to be dealing with it probably on this side rather than this side, but not exclusively. Assuming that your door is going to swing in, you're going to have your interlock, which we're going to go over in a moment, using this lip. Now, B stands for architectural bronze or brass. You can call it either that you like. Dorbin also has this in a 59A or a 59D. Those are aluminum based materials where one is a mill finish, the A. The D is a dark brown. A very unusual circumstance exists with the 59 where the B brass base material, or bronze, is dimensionally different than the A version, which is an anomaly really. But keep in mind that there is an image below this video showing its important dimensional properties, which we'll get to in a moment. And those properties are different than the aluminum base item, so just keep that in mind. Now, first of all, when there's no description after the 59B, or someone says they want a bronze threshold, you have to determine what finish you want. Inherently, you would certainly assume that mill finish, which is this, is what's intended. This is what the piece looks like as it's extruded right from the mill. Okay. However, being architectural bronze, you can technically do every architecturally possible finish onto it. The common finishes that you're going to see, and it's 12 pounds, this threshold, so I'm in a struggle for life and death with it. You will have the option of different finishes. Mill, satin brass, which would be a 606 finish, polished brass, which would be 605, and you'd get a lacquer on that. 613 is oil rub bronze. They can do other finishes, what Dorbin would call Chicago Fire Black. Again, being architectural bronze, you can literally do any finish. If you wanted this polished chrome, while Dorbin couldn't provide that service directly, maybe indirectly, but you would be able to do it. Not that you wouldn't want a plated chrome on this. You would look for something different if you wanted a shiny stainless finish. But it can technically be done. Satin chrome, a 626 finish is not unheard of on this. But it's a threshold. It's going to age. The finish will degrade. It will change. When someone orders mill, they are not doing because of cost, because it's the least expensive. You're already spending, depends on the threshold, but $100 a foot, $90 a foot, $150 a foot, $300 a foot. It's just more to the fact that they specifically want this to age or oxidize as it would naturally in the environment. Okay, that's all there is to it. That's why someone would want mill. It wouldn't be because of cost. They want it to turn green or whatever color they hope that it'll turn into. Why would you use an architecturally substantial piece of hardware like this, like something made of solid bronze or brass? It's because of the longevity. There are the front doors on the City of Chicago City Hall building have bronze thresholds. I don't know the year that building was built, but let's say 100 years ago. And those thresholds are likely original, as are the brass doors that were there. And much of the hardware appears to be original. So that's why, when you want something that's going to be outrageously durable, something that is intended to last the lifetime of the home, this is your product. Aluminum does not have the durability. That's all there is to it. Nor does it allow you the options of finishes. People who buy this, they say to me, listen, I've just built a $2 million home. I can't put on a piece of aluminum, gold anodized aluminum. And that's a common thing that I hear as well. Now, regardless of it being bronze or aluminum base, the concept of interlock is a very elegant one. Every interlock threshold that you buy will come with a hook strip. And if it's longer than 4 foot, the factory is going to assume that you have a double door. This is a 60-inch piece, and it weighs 12 pounds. So, you know, it's practically 2 pounds a foot. It weighs more than that, actually. They will send you a hook strip, double door, wider than 4 foot. They're going to give you 2 hook strips. Okay, this is a 60-inch piece. It actually has 2 30-inch hook strips. Okay, now why I used the word elegant before in terms of an interlock threshold. Let's discuss that. And that's really because people in the know, people who have encountered or used interlocking thresholds in the past, realize how positive of a seal it makes. It's mechanically interlocked, and while it's not specifically meant to retard the transmission of thermal energy, it sure makes it all but impossible for something to get through there, whether it be air or anything else, when the J hook, if you use your imagination, you can see why we call it that, is nailed to the bottom of the door. It interlocks right like that. And that's your installation. Look how tight that is. And sure, you're going to say to yourself, boy, I've got to be right on. And you do. You have to be right on. But anyone who makes a living installing thresholds like this will be able to handle this very well. So the hook strip. You know what? Let's talk dimensional properties as well. So it's the smart feature, so to speak, of this threshold that other thresholds can't give you when you've got just a door sweep. This would probably be considered the exterior. This would be considered the interior. Hook strip will mate to here. That bird's mouth will mate to this lip. So positive mechanical seal, and long lasting, not only because of the base material, because you've got bronze brass base components. The only time that something like this is going to need some maintenance generally is when you have to replace the hook strip out of either decades of use. It does fatigue, because what really happens is the metal doesn't fatigue, but the door will come out of plumb a little bit, the frame will move a little bit. That causes wear and tear on the system beyond what it was originally working. Damage to the hook strip. Either opening the door and pushing it over a shoe that's left there can damage the hook strip, or you might remove the door to paint it or whatever, do some work, and put the door down and crush the hook strip. You can buy these. It's no problem. This is a part number 32B from Dorbin. Now, I'm partial to the Dorbin product for hook strips because it's got this little giddy up here, and it's difficult to see. What I mean is this. This portion here is a bit raised so that it allows for clearance of that, what they call a wafer head number 4 by 7/8 copper nail. So that head sits up there so that it's kind of out of the way. So I like the Dorbin version of a hook strip a lot, because others from competitors do not offer that, and therefore they've got a larger height on their hook strip to account for that, which could give you more ability to tolerate something being a little bit off in terms of its height as well. But it wouldn't be my option. Now, the 59B, dimensionally, let's go over it. Let's go over the hook strip because I have the caliper. The thickness of this material, 0.018 inch. 18 thousandths of an inch. Give you some other dimensions. The overall height, and obviously it's a bit tough in the camera, 0.260 inch. Overall depth, 0.894 inch. 0.556 inch from here to here, 0.556. Okay, now you've got the technical details on the 32B itself, and also you can buy a 32Z. It would be zinc. You would use that if you were doing a aluminum interlock. Now this threshold is going to, I'm not going to be able to hold it up to the camera, but I'm going to describe it. It's, the width of this threshold is 4 1/4 inch. Right. Now, the width is 4 1/4. This dimension, 4 1/4. Where the 59A or D are 5 inch, is 5 inch. The height of this is 1/2 inch. The dimension that we don't know, the overall height is 5 inch. So we can kind of study that there on the camera and look at where that lip falls in. Half-inch overall height. You've got about 1/4 inch from the bottom of the threshold to the center of the lip here. Okay. Well, no, it's closer to 3/8 of an inch. No, 1/4 inch, 3/16 maybe. Okay. Now the other dimension is going to be what's the lip out here. It's 2 inch. What's the width here? Right about 1.25 inches. That's 3 1/4. That leaves 1 inch for over here. Let's test that. The tape measure upside down. And yeah, you're right there. Okay. So now you've got all the important dimensional properties of this 59B. Now Dorbin doesn't only manufacture interlocking thresholds. They have a comprehensive offering of interlocking weather stripping that you'd use on the vertical sides on the header as well. And they have more than one style. L shape. They've got hemmed hooks. They can do a 32 hook and then do a nested hook into it. You would rabbet the edge of the door on the lock side and the header to have those nested hooks. One is nailed to the header and jammed, the big one. The small one is nailed to the edge of the door. The hinge side features a rib strip that is applied to the rabbet of the frame, and then a mortise is cut into the edge of the door where that rib will fit into that mortise like this as the door opens and closes. You can study all of that in addition to the other dimensional interlocking thresholds that Dorbin has from their product catalog, which you can link to from below this video to the manufacturer's page and pull up the product catalog. If it has a B in the part number, it's going to be a bronze base material in general. A or D is aluminum. G is aluminum. The problem is the Dorbin catalog dates from about the year 2000. And the time of this video is almost 2016. And they have no intention of printing a new catalog. And quite frankly, their product line really hasn't changed except for this sort of dimensional change. I'm partial to Dorbin. It's not only because I firmly believe in the quality of their products, because it's evident. I'm partial because they have industry-leading shipping times. We have been doing business with them for several decades, and a relationship exists where we are able to leverage that relationship to the mutual benefit of us, our clients, and for Dorbin. If you have any questions on the Dorbin 59B, mill, satin brass, polished brass, oil rub bronze, Chicago Fire black, or they can even polish this as well. That would look really nice, a polished bronze. Please feel free to reach out to us. Thank you very much.